Yo, yo, it's a big fan, Breezy. Yeah, I just wanted to say a few things, you know what I mean? Shout out to BK and Wild Hoops. I was over there, but it'd be hard to finish my soliloquy. So I just wanted to say a few things. I was gonna do this stream, and I was gonna do this stream anyways, but I was gonna wait. Anyways. But yeah, I feel like this list is tough, and it shows the success that you can have. Shout out to Danny Berry Sports Highlights, yo. It shows the success you can have with homegrown talent. It's not a very long list, but at the same time, you gotta appreciate the fact of the team, the identity of our team, and what we doing as the Brooklyn Nets. And we can be one of those teams that could win a championship with homegrown talent. Right. Even now, they're saying we're going to get a high draft pick, a lottery pick. That means we would be building with homegrown talent. Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper going to be right in the backyard. That's homegrown talent. I could almost guarantee that one of those players are going to be playing for the Brooklyn Nets. Homegrown talent. I do think that the Nets' first championship will be contingent on the front office prioritizing homegrown talent. If we prioritize all of the draft picks that we got now and we just give them the opportunity to lead this team and put energy and confidence behind them, I think we on to something. You know, I think we cooking with grease. I mean, better said, I feel like it's easier to build with the homegrown talent and focusing on the draft pick. Depending on who on your team, make a lot of sense. And the reason why I titled this "Can Cam Thomas Make This List" is because I think he can. You know, I think he's a player that you want on a championship team because of his elite scoring and him coming up big in the clutch. He's somebody that has a strong work ethic, somebody that is becoming more vocal. Anytime he's been asked to change his role, he did it. They asked him to be more involved in the game, but outside of scoring, he became a better rebounder. Put more effort on the defensive side of the ball. A better passer. You see him towards the end of the season become a playmaker, putting the ball in his hands. What if he do run the point guard? What if he do? And this is what I'm saying. He can run the point or the two. And I think he could be 1 and 2 on scoring. When you look at championship teams and how they design, they more than times than not got two shot creators in the starting lineup. You need two players that can create their own shot. Sometimes more. You look at the Wolves, I feel like they needed more than Cat and Edwards. They wanted Conley to step up, but I don't think he did. Probably in that latter part of I think in the finals, in the Western Conference Finals, they was missing another shot creator. I think the starting lineup need two to three shot creators. I think we got one in Cam Thomas. There's no reason for us to go, you know what I'm saying, and try to trade for him. Again, shout out to. I was just over there on Hoop's page, man. Again, it's a lot of vague comments. It's always about trading and not paying, but there's no, soliloquy behind that. You know, and I'm not trying to make this my favorite player conversation. I'm just talking basketball. But I think the Brooklyn Nets will be successful because of homegrown talent. It's fair to say Kid and Vince Carter was the reason. I mean, not Vince Carter. Kid, him being a free agent, him not being homegrown talent. That, what up, Scott? Him not being homegrown talent was was huge. But he was in the league. He was a vet when he came to 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 the Nets. Kid, but he was in the sixth, seventh season when he came to the Nets. He was hoping by then. I think he got drafted by Dallas. Shoot, he was nice on Dallas. He had Mashburn and fucking who was it? It was Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd. I think Jamal Howard. Am I bugging? But I'm saying that to say, yeah, that the last time we went to the finals, we really had a free agent. I don't think that happens for the Brooklyn Nets this time round. Shout to Hoops again. He was looking at CBS Sports, and they had us mocked sixth or seventh, getting the sixth or seventh pick, sixth pick. Why? Why do you feel like this team gonna be good? And why? When the Boston Celtics got the third pick because of us, the Houston Rockets got the third pick because of us. Why they even got us projected getting the sixth pick? I don't know. I don't know. Am I confident enough in Sean Marks drafting that even if he did get a sixth pick, would he get a good player for this team? Yes. I believe so. Easily. I won't say easily. Let me not say that. Let me not say easily. But he definitely looked like somebody, you know what I'm saying, that has done well in the latter part of the first round and even the second round. You know, I gotta keep it real. It is what it is. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of speculation about what Cam Thomas and this young group would do, rightfully so. I think all Nets fans is anxious. I ain't gonna lie, but I really feel like Cam Thomas should have. Maybe one of the better things about him not playing a lot in his first two seasons is giving him longevity. You know what I mean? Maybe that might behoove him in his NBA career. You know, he's still fresh. He ain't all banged up. You know, he ain't banged up. Jalen Wilson, Clowney, Claxton, Tariq Whitehead. But really, Clowney, Claxton, and Cam Thomas. The three C's. Word. This is gonna be good, man. This is gonna be good. I don't think a free agent should be an alpha. It would have to be a player like Kid. It would be have to. But damn. Because we traded Kid for Marbury. But Marbury was a free agent too. He got drafted by the Wolves. Orange Spiegel said CT understand and admits he is not perfect. He knows where he has to improve and he is a good leader. Yeah, that's what I be saying, bro. Me and Oren agree on that. I think he's a player that is coachable. You know, I remember he scoffed at Steve Nash in the summer league, but they got over that. But in hindsight, you can see why, you know what I'm saying, a coachable player, you probably went like Steve Nash. Steve Nash seemed real subtle, quiet, you know. You need somebody that I think would be vocal with players that are superstars, where you kind of could help them with their game by being vocal. You know, you just watching them play. That's what fans do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I really feel like I agree with Oren and fans that feel like he behooves this team, and that's because his transparency. Any player that could say come clean and be like, yo, I can work on this and that, and then put effort into working on the other parts of their game that need improvement, they can improve on, where they can improve. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I respect anybody who's like that. You know, I respect it. Uh, Oren with another one. He come back. He says, "Do you think Cam Thomas could improve assist turnover ratio?" Yeah, that's a fact. I don't think Cam Thomas is big on a razzle dazzle. He'll do some of that on the ISO situation, but I do see him use a lot of pick and rolls and screens. So I don't think, and he's not wild risky where he's always trying to, you know, split a double or a double team or something like that. So I don't see him getting a lot of turnovers. I seen him getting attacked last season, Oren, when he got the ball past half court and he was learning how to pass out of doubles last season. So the experience of him passing out of doubles last season is the reason why I feel like he'll have a good assist turnover ratio. And I'm putting more emphasis on the turnover side of this conversation. Like I don't think he's just gonna be turning the ball over because he's seen the defense adjust to him getting the ball past half court. I just think last season was what it was, and he did get touches, but not a consistent role at the point guard spot. You know what I mean? His role would be like change, like third on offense behind Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. It was crazy type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that he can be like a 7-1, 7-2 player. 7 assists, 2 turnovers. Facts, Oren. I got him 7 assists, 2 turnovers a game. Yep. No more than two. I gave him two. You know what I mean? I think, yeah. If he could keep it under two turnovers a game, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Oren said, I feel like he is missing wide open 3-point corner dishes to his teammates too often. Um, I think that's him building confidence. I've seen him look for Cam Johnson and Cam Johnson miss. I've seen DFS miss. I've seen him give the ball to them and them miss, and then he become reluctant to pass them the ball because he naturally a scorer. You know what I'm saying? With a scorer, Oren, you got 1 or 2 times. You know what I'm saying? You got 1 or 2 times for the scorer to miss a pass. They hit you with a dope pass. I seen a fire pass last season. I don't remember if you. I don't know if you've seen this pass. It was a pass where he went left and he drove to the basket and the defense clamped down on him and he found Schroeder on the elbow for three. Like, I don't know if you remember that pass, bro. I forgot the game, but Schroeder was on the team, so it was one of the later games. And Schroeder knocked down a three. I was like, that was a great pass. Oren said, 7 assists. We be rich. Yeah, we finna be ching ching. You finna get to it. You said, we gonna get the bag. Word, FanDuel it. FanDuel his assists. I think he can average 7 assists. They put him at the point guard. But we got Dennis, Shake, and it will be Cam Thomas. But Cam Thomas, I think he's a combo guard. I don't really want to say he's a solidified two guard. No more. I think he's since he got to the NBA, he's became a combo guard. But as a rookie coming into the league, he was definitely a two guard. Now he's more of a combo guard, in my opinion. He said, "Good point. CJ sucks. Our teammates suck." This was funny. Said, "I remember I was very impressed that game. Yeah, He said, Oren said, if Jalen Wilson, Page, a level 3-point shooter, starts next to CT, maybe CT will pass more. Yeah, I think Jalen Wilson is somebody that showed up big in the summer league, and a lot of fans is anticipating what he gonna do. Being a starter. I mean, we still got Cam Johnson in DFS. I just can't imagine the season starting on a team. You know, it just seems awkward. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because Mikal Bridges came with Cam Johnson. How you gonna trade Mikal Bridges but not trade Cam Johnson? That's crazy. So and I just think that whole dynamic is funny. It's like they were supposed to be twins in Phoenix. As soon as he got to the as soon as he got to the town, as soon as he got to New York, now he just want to hang out with Brunson and them from Villanova, and Cam Johnson not invited to the game party, to the barbecues. You ain't gonna see no pictures with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson at no barbecue this entire summer. I haven't seen nothing. Mikal Bridges, that's some bullshit, yo. You did Cam Johnson dirty. If we keep Cam Johnson, he gotta have a fucking vendetta. A vendetta versus Mikal Bridges and the Knicks. I want to see Cam Johnson go for 25. Facts. Oren said, no one wants CJ, I guess, unless it's a giveaway. Even Mikal doesn't need CJ. Ouch! Damn. Damn, CJ. Nets fans feeling away right now, CJ. But yo, CJ, real talk. If you got Avengers versus Mikal Bridges, that's the Brooklyn way. You just, you know what I mean, man? You go somewhere with somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all supposed to be twins. So he supposed to be rocking. He like, yo, you know what I mean? Shout out to Jay from BK. He said, Cam Johnson got no dog in him. Oh, man. Cam Johnson got it rough, man. He can't hang out with Mikal Bridges. Everybody know that he came with Mikal Bridges. You ain't see him in no pictures in the summertime. They ain't hanging in the same places. Damn, homie. Used to be my man, homie. The fuck happened to you? Yo, what up, Scott?
Hey, what's up?
Yo,
However,
man. Yo, Cam Johnson, he gotta have a vendetta versus Mikal Bridges, man. He did Cam Johnson
I
dirty,
thought that was his
man.
boy.
I thought that was his twin.
He did him dirty. Yeah, he did him dirty.
Nah, imagine you go somewhere with somebody, Sky, like, yo, I got you, bro.
And then they
Before you get
bounce.
there, though, yo, he twinning. Like,
Yeah,
and
he.
again, I heard how they explained the relationship. He was like, yeah, I never played a game without Mikal Bridges. I love him.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
Mikal Bridges don't want to play no games with you, Cam Johnson. That shit bad,
That's
man.
bad. That is bad. That's. I thought that was his boy though. That's what I thought.
He said, Cam Johnson said, nah, listen, man, I love Mikal Bridges, man. You should see him at practice. And people say he play weird, but no, that he don't play weird. That's my guy. He's my friend. You're not going to find nothing on YouTube where Cam Johnson is speaking bad about Mikal Bridges.
Not at all.
Not now, but probably now. He be like, yo, fuck. He ain't taking Mikal Bridges calls no more.
He
Like, yo,
don't.
fuck Mikal Bridges,
He ain't
yo.
even talking his name no more.
Yeah, anybody, I mean, you dealing with Cam Johnson, and somebody mentioned Mikal Bridges, everybody just goes silent. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I
Can't.
know he didn't just mention, I know he didn't just say who I think he said. Like, it just get awkward in there anytime you mention Mikal Bridges around Cam Johnson, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. I'm surprised he just went to the Knicks though. I was surprised. I was shocked. I was
Why,
shocked.
why, why was you shocked?
because I didn't know he was that close to that to the players over there on the Knicks. Go to find out he's been communicating with them.
Bro, they had
So
a Chipotle commercial advocating for them to be teammates. Like, it was the nastiest work I ever seen. And on top of that, Mikal Bridges on the second episode of Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart podcast. He was on the second episode. He was there before Julius Randle, before Tom Thibodeau, before
oh, that was
Hartenstein.
his boy. Now he showed his true colors. Other words.
Exactly, bro. He did that
Wow.
while he was a Nets game still being played. You know what I mean? He just got time in his spare time to do a podcast with Nick players. Like he not
Oh,
even that shit just made us look like we don't. He made us look soft, bro.
yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he
Nah, man,
did.
I don't know how else to say it, man. Like nah, man,
Yeah,
he made
he
us look
used
like a
us. He used us.
word,
I feel
word,
used.
man. Yeah,
I feel used. Yo, that shit is cold blooded. But you know
yeah,
what?
nah.
Siblings do other siblings like that. So you know how the Knicks fans are. You know how the Knicks organization is.
Hmm.
They want to keep the city to themselves.
Yeah,
So
no. That's again. That's part of my moniker on why I be acting like that. I've really learned the history. I got a book called T Neck to Brooklyn. Really seeing all of that ill
okay.
shit that they did to make it bad for the Nets. And you know what I mean. I just keep that with me. I always remember that. But on that note, I just think because it's now a team town, it's just better for basketball. You
It
know what I'm
is. It's
saying?
exciting. It's exciting. That's for sure.
It's better
Yep.
for basketball. Hold on.
Yep.
Orange said, now Jalen Wilson quick release and shoots 40% from three. What do we need CJ for again? Exactly. I don't want to see It's not, I don't really have no knocks on CJ, but
Me
he
neither.
doesn't fit. He don't fit our timeline, and
In the
I just
future,
think
that's
he'll
for sure.
be. Word. I think he better on a contending team. I don't think he at where he at in his career. He wants to be part of a rebuild. Him
Right.
or
Exactly.
DFS. It's like
Yeah.
they
Both
not
of them.
don't. So it's like on both sides. Like not just for the Nets. It's good for CJ and DFS. It's good for CJ and Dorian to you know what I'm saying. Find a
Yeah.
team that just want to contend. Like
I
there's
think.
definitely play. I mean teams that could use both players.
Yeah. I think the writing is on the wall that both of them are gonna. The Nets are gonna trade them off or somehow.
Yeah, hell yeah. Um, but to the topic, how do you feel about homegrown talent and teams trying to build from the draft to for a championship?
Well, we did it once before. I think this is what he's trying to recreate the same thing that he did last time or helped do. So, being the topic about CT, I mean, a lot of net fans seem like they don't like him. I don't know why, but I think he can be an all star.
Nah, I think it's BK and Wild Hoops, man. Real critical of him. Not just all the Mets fans, him more so.
Yeah, he stuck to this 6'10" thing. Like you got to be 6'10", and what happened to shorter players that had a lot of heart in the league that grew up? I seen a lot of short players play big, especially in big
Yeah,
games.
no, that's a fact. And again, like I said, I'll be wanting to go at his talking points because, but my thing is, it's I don't get a chance to rebuttal on his page. You know what I mean? Like to keep it real with you, I would have stayed over there. But the first time I got cut off, I get it. It's a big panel. But the second time when the guy Cap came on there and I went at his comment, and then I couldn't even finish my rebuttal to his comment. And I was like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to get a word in. So I
No,
don't ever trip. I just do a stream, that's all.
It reminds me of sitting outside and all the fellas are outside arguing.
Yeah, but my thing is with the again, that's what I'll be wanting even on this page, just the structure of it, because a
Yeah, it's
lot of
very
it
important.
is like you got the video where we can actually see you podcasting, so it's kind of easier to see when you're talking. But most times than not, it's just boxes and they just hear the audio. So
Right.
that's why I don't really like the back and forth like that, because it's hard to see who's talking. It's hard to hear because of the voices can sound similar at times.
Yeah.
That being said, I just for audio quality, I like for people to get what they're saying off without somebody attacking what they're saying before they finish what they're saying.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
let them get it all first, and then after that rebuttal. But let them
Yep.
finish.
Yep. But to the topic of Cam Thomas, I think he has a chance to be an all star. Really, I really believe that.
All right, tell me why though. Why you feel like he also?
Oh, okay. Well, his game, I'm trying to think of who in the NBA, and maybe somebody out there can answer this question. Who in the NBA have you seen that Cam Thomas replica who plays something similar to his game that was a star in the NBA? I
That's a
can't,
good question.
because his style. You know who he reminds me of? Yeah, but he didn't play. The person I'm getting ready to say is we're going way back. Walt Frazier. Walt Frazier.
Whoa,
His
Frazier.
Yeah, because his shooting was he was a mid-range shooter, and his percentage was excellent. He was an excellent shooter, but he played some good D too. Clyde, I think Walt Frazier was 6'8", 6'6", 6'7". So he's a little shorter, but he reminds me of his shooting style. I could see him being an all star, no problem. And as far as paying him, they're going to pay him. They definitely. He said Ben Gordon jump shot, 6 feet one, defender, and had mad strength. Yeah, I saw Ben Gordon play. I mean, I like his style. He's physical. He's big. He's a big guy. He can shoot. He can shoot. He reminds me of shooting in the corner. You know how some people spot up and shoot, but then he can go to he can rebound. He has a well game. I don't know if he can create on his own. Cam can create. That's what I see. Cam
No.
Johnson, Cam Thomas can create.
Yeah, that's a fact. Um, yeah, man, you almost scared me, man. I don't never like to confuse Cam Johnson with Cam Thomas,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Got two Cams on the team.
Yeah, but that being said, that you with these championship teams that you want to build, you gotta have a shot creator, and you
You
get
got
that in
to.
the Cam Thomas. So why go away from him when you, and again, everybody talking about contracts, which is true. A lot of the, excuse me, signings we probably would have made this season or the season before, we didn't because Ben Simmons was on the books.
Right,
So again, and it's never a problem to pay Cam Thomas because for one, Cam Thomas is not anxious about a contract. They asked him about it in the off season. He was real shy to the question. Like, I'm not even tripping on none of that. I'm just trying to play basketball.
right. Trying to
And
get better.
yeah, and on that note, and I feel like he focused on what his contract going to look like after this season.
Exactly.
And he also knows that the Nets didn't have him in a lot of trade conversation. You didn't
Right,
hear him in no trade rumors. It is a lot of that you didn't hear. So I'm saying that to say they put him in a situation where he's comfortable,
right,
where he don't even have to worry about being traded. He not going to feel like he's surprised or anything like that. He knows exactly what's going on, and he knows they prioritizing him in his basketball career.
right.
So I'm saying that to say Cam Thomas is a good because he's coachable for one. Two, he ain't making no fuss about the contract. Three, anytime you see him on the media, he's doing something basketball related or basketball.
Yep.
So that being said, it shows the professionalism. And from what I hear, and this from Gilbert Arenas himself, because I asked him about Cam Thomas on the stream one time, and he basically said Cam Thomas' work ethic is serious. He
Yeah.
said, "Yo, I seen him work out. I seen him practice. He's serious. He's a serious basketball player."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember when he got drafted, and he said, and I remember this specifically. He said that he's going to make those people who passed up on him when they draft be sorry. And he wasn't just saying that to to teams. He was saying that about the picks before him that he was going to light up when he played them. And I knew, I said, yeah, he's going to be serious about his game.
Yeah, I seen that. I know what you're talking about. He talking about only reason why he think he fell in the draft. He thought he was supposed to go 15.
Right,
He thought he was going to get drafted by the Lakers.
right.
Case in point is him falling in the draft at 27. He took it personal.
Yes, he
You know
did.
what I'm saying? Word. So I think he got something to prove, and I don't think he look at those players like, yo, I'm not one of those players. If we had a
Yeah,
redraft, they got him 13 at the worst. But case in point is they won't argue that he's a lottery pick. Now we could debate whether or not where he's at in the lottery, but he's
right.
definitely a lottery pick.
Yep.
And on that note, for it's good for the franchise to see a player come out tell the media that I'm not worried about contracts. That shows
Yeah.
great professionalism, and it shows that he's here for the long run. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So
Bring stability to the team and everything.
yeah, that's a fact. Oren says what makes Cam Thomas special is not his skills; it's the Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality. That's a fact. He
That's
said
a fact.
CT. He said CT is not a friend; he is a killer, and
Yeah,
that's hard to find.
that's
Yeah.
right. I totally agree.
Now
He
go ahead, speak
definitely,
to that. Speak to this comment, and then I'll go next.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He definitely got that killer instinct in him, and I see it too. I mean, you gotta remember he come from a military background. He's 20. I think he's 22 years old. He's gonna fit the mold for a rebuild to the T. They not you like you said. The Nets don't even talk about like anything negative about him at all. They don't even mention him because they're not even talking about putting him on the block. I don't even understand why people want to do that. But
Yeah,
he fits the rebuild, and he's a great shooter. Great shooter. Nobody
right.
questions that. I heard Paul George said he came there and lit him up, and that's coming from Paul George.
Yeah, he had 40 on Paul
Yeah,
George.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say that, again, it's nothing to sneeze at a player getting 40 points 3 games in a row.
No, a lot of
Like
lot of lot
so
of
so
NBA players will tell you.
yeah, so and again, when you look at the statistics, it shows that he shot at a high field goal percentage.
Right.
It wasn't because he got to the free throw line a bunch of
No,
times.
no, he
Not to
wasn't
say that
jacking
he
it up.
didn't, right? Not to say that he didn't get to the free throw line because that's part of his game, but it's not contingent on him getting to the free throw line. I remember when he first got 40, it was around the same time Dame Lillard had 40. And they showed Dame Lillard's stats and how he had like 21 free throws. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
more than half his points came from the line.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, Cam Thomas, he had five free throw attempts. I think he was like 4 for 5 or something like that. That's a big difference, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Well,
word. So
his contract is up now this year. I mean, his contract is up. They're gonna pay him. I'm trying to think that they're gonna pay him maybe a little more than Cam Johnson. I think that's fair if he has a good season. I think he's gonna have a great season. To be honest with you.
word up. I think you too. I think that again, that's why he shy to speak on contracts because like you said, there's a certain discipline that I see with him. There's a certain business acumen that he has.
Yes, he
You
do.
know, and he could have forced a trade too. When he didn't get his opportunity behind Katie, Kyrie, or Harden, he could have
Right.
been disgruntled enough to say, you know what, I'm out of here. But he didn't leave because he understands basketball. He like, all right, well, if they're not here, they're gonna. Every team need a scorer.
Yep. Sure
That's
enough.
exactly what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it benefits him to be with the Brooklyn Nets, and it benefits the Nets to have him. It's a win-win situation. I do think he could make this list one day. It's a tough list to make, and it's a bold for me to say for next season. But if he stays, he will be on the trajectory of a lot of these other players. They
Yep.
didn't win it early in their career. Maybe Dwayne Wade, but a
Yep.
lot of these players didn't win it early in their career. They was with their franchise maybe 6 years before their first championship.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
That's why I said he
Um,
fit the timeline of a rebuild. He fits it right now.
Yeah, hell yeah. So that's why I feel like again, this list is impressive and it's a short list, but it's fair to say that these teams built around these players and they made them a priority and focus on what they wanted to do. Cam Thomas already showed that he's a player that can adjust,
Right.
but he's always going to do what he does. And to the point of on the hoops page, somebody say he don't make nobody better. I never heard of Ed Sumner until he was on the team. He had Ed Sumner looking like the best thing since sliced bread or some shit. Like he was out there playing some great basketball. So when they give the credit to Ben Simmons, no, it's Cam Thomas making Ben Simmons look better. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yep.
So I just think a lot of the credit he don't get, but like Oren said, he's someone that's gonna be disciplined enough to weather those storms and continue to play basketball. He's gonna continue to uh, keep a work ethic where a franchise take him serious. Imagine a guy you paying him what pennies on a dollar compared to what the franchise make.
Oh
He's not
yeah.
complaining about a contract. He's the first one in the gym and the last one out. You
Yep.
don't see no media attention on him outside of basketball. You gotta love this guy.
I love
How
him.
you don't love this
I
dude? You
don't
know what I'm saying?
understand why they don't. He's like the prototypical pro, and he's
Right.
young. This is what the thing. He's only 22 years old, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
22.
He's 22. And on that note, with all of the social media and this and that going on, pros that actually serious about winning, they're gonna want to play with Cam Thomas.
That's right.
Because the narrative around young players is that they aren't focused.
Right.
They too much into look at Zion Williamson, look at John Morant. So
That's
some of
right.
it is true. Some of it is them falling into the lifestyle of being a famous professional basketball player.
Yeah.
And that could be a distraction and have you lose time actually in your career of basketball.
Yeah, that can
And
lose.
I'm saying that to say these are high draft picks in John Moran and Zion Williamson.
That's right.
So I'm saying that to say it's priceless to have a player serious about their game at a young age. Because a lot of these players don't get serious until it's contract year or something like that. I mean, coincidentally, it's contract year because of the conversation. But I'm saying that to say that I credit him for his work ethic and being a professional and waiting for his opportunity instead of rushing it in his first 2 years where he could have left because he was coming off of the bench and Jack Vaughn was playing with his minutes and Steve Nash didn't know when to play him or how to play him.
Right.
So I just think it's only right for to see him shine. Like see this young man shine. You know what I'm saying? 22 years old. To the point, not that we were looking for free agents, but players are going to be looking. If you get Paul George, LeBron James acknowledged it. If you get LeBron James in the post game interview say that's what he do that to everybody. What,
Yeah.
like he talking basketball.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He said that's what he they asked LeBron about him. Cam
He's
Thomas. He
yeah.
said that's what he do. He do that to everybody, like with a shoulder shrug. Like y'all thought he was gonna do it to us because I'm LeBron James. Like nah, he do that to us too. Like
He do it to everybody, all the superstars, any team. I've seen him do it to everybody so far, and we've seen glimpses of that. I just think that his maturity at this young age, he got the right people around him. I give his family props and stuff. So he's been well raised. He's going to be a superstar in this league if given the opportunity.
yeah, all right. So I'm about to close out, man. But
Okay.
to answer the question, do you think he can make this list?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think he can make it. No problem. I don't see nothing stopping him from being the number one option. Really, to be honest with you, we don't know what we're going to get in the draft. You can't predict the future, so we don't know. Now, everybody got this big hope. We probably can pick one, and we probably can pick 10. Who knows? But that's not the point. The point is you can only count what you got. You can only
Nah, that's
talk.
a fact.
That's the only, and he is by far the best shooter on the team right now. So
Yeah, nah, that's what's up. So listen, man, it's two of us on a panel, two of us saying that he can make this list. Y'all feel a different way in the chat, put it in the chat. Scott, if you ever want to do start the show with me, just put it in the comments. I'll find it. You know what
okay,
I mean, with a topic or something like that. Sometimes,
right.
as of recent, I've been sporadically doing podcasts, but I'll sooner come out, be more consistent. But yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Andre 76. I definitely was kind of waiting for you, not just now, but he a Philadelphia fan. I definitely wanted to hear your take about Paul George being on the team.
Oh
I
yeah, I
just
would love to hear that.
yeah, I just seen hold on, let me throw the link in the chat. I might have to do something, but if you want to talk to him, that's cool. I'll just come right back. But that being said, I seen a podcast called 7 p.m. Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony and that's the name of his podcast, Mural. And Paul George was on there, and Carmelo Anthony's son Kion was on there.
Right.
And basically, they was talking to him, and he was basically, up in Joel, like, yo, I ain't never played with a player like a big man like this. Remember he used to play with Roy Hibbert,
Right,
and
right,
I
right.
I don't think Roy Hibbert was the player that Joel Embiid was. So he was keeping it real. He wasn't shitting on Hibbert or nothing like that. But I'm saying that to say, I don't know what happens. I mean, for what it's worth, uh, I ain't gonna shit on the 76ers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I ain't gonna shit on them. You know what I
they
mean?
looking good. They looking good.
I ain't gonna shit on them, man. But I ain't gonna say that they gonna lose. You know what I mean? In dramatic fashion. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say that earlier today before Andre pulled up, I seen Kawhi hit that shot just on my timeline. Just
Right.
Kawhi just seen a ball roll around the rim. You know what I mean? Like sorry about that, Andre. You know what I mean? That's a warm introduction, man. You know what I mean? Post. You know what I mean? But
Water under the
yeah.
bridge, bro.
Did you see that podcast with Did you see that podcast with the 70s? I mean, with Carmelo Anthony and Paul George, the Murrow?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw clips of it. Saw clips of it. I didn't see the whole
Oh,
thing.
all right. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, long story short, um, yeah, man, you gotta watch it because it's a thorough interview and it shows how Cayenne was a fan or is a fan of Paul George. He like like his favorite player, and they say that Paul George game is so smooth and all of this extra shit. You know what I mean? But what I will say, I think Kanye Anthony. That's another thing too. Like they was talking about him and his draft. Like, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna go play 1 year at Syracuse and then come to the league? Or will he come into the league 2026? Like that's a whole interesting thing too. You know what I mean? Because he can hoop, but I wasn't really following him like that. You know what I mean? But I follow the podcast. I like Carmelo Anthony. Um, but I don't know, man. How you feel about Paul George being on the 76ers?
I'm gonna be real with you. And shout out to Scott. It's my first time
Hey,
seeing
what's
him on
up?
the panel. Yeah, what's up? Initially, I wasn't really with the move because he's 34 with all these injuries, and Embiid is injury prone, so I wasn't really with the move, right? And then I kept talking to people, like people closer to the Sixers organization, and they were telling me that PG's not coming over here to be the second option or be the best player on this team. He's coming in to fill what Tobias Harris was doing, and we all know Tobias Harris didn't really give us too much. Only against Brooklyn, that's when he goes off, but against any other teams, he's not really giving you anything. He scored 0 points in Game 6 against the Knicks,
Right.
averaged 9 points. So he wasn't really giving you anything offensively or defensively. But with Paul George coming to this team right here, you get the two-way ability. He can score. I think Paul George led the entire league in terms of percentages on catch and shoot threes. He shot 45%, so he's a very lethal shooter. So you pair that with Joel Embiid and you pair that with Tyrese Maxey. Maxey moves off the ball very good. He's a good off-ball player. So Paul George is going to have a lot of space to operate with, and defensively, you get his two-way ability. You get his ability to guard 1 through 3, or sometimes 1 through 4. He has a good rebounding ability as well. I think he averaged like 6 rebounds last season with the Clippers. So you're getting all of this, but it's just we signed him way too high, and that's my only concern. Because if you want to make other moves, that move right there is just going to hurt you because you signed him for 4 years, 212 or something like that. So
Yeah.
overall, I like it, but in terms of the money, that's the only where I'm raising my eyebrows a little bit because it was too much for a third option. But also, I have to understand that if you really want to win a championship, you got to pay these guys, right?
Yeah.
Boston got like 4 or 5 max players. They're core 4 on max contracts right now. Kristaps Porzingis is likely to sign a max contract as well. So if you want to win a championship, you got to pay these guys, but. At this point, we're just hoping that they both stay healthy. I saw that they said Embiid tweaked his ankle in tonight's game or whatever. So I'm just hoping it's not anything too serious. And shout out to Leak in the chat. But yeah, I think we have a chance. But again, they got to be healthy, and everything has to work out right.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
takes a little bit of luck when everybody being healthy. But I think Paul George was a great pickup for y'all. I know it was going to cost y'all, but it was a great pickup because he is one of those type of players that shows up for big games.
Mhm.
He has always showed that he could show up for a big game if he's healthy. If he's out there, he's going to score. So that was a great pickup for y'all.
I don't know, man. I think Paul George. I think I agree with a lot of Andre 76 talking points. Um, you this whole CBA new rule with the 65 games, that shit mean a lot,
Yeah.
And I know Scott. I really did want to have this. I did want to have this conversation with Scott because you've been watching basketball a long time, and you know the difference of players back then and now, and that's basically games played. Back then, they was playing 82 games a season,
Yeah.
Right.
clearing 65 games easy. The
Yeah.
best players was playing 65 games, and
Yeah.
I think that's the major difference. You know what I'm saying? In standings and momentum, all of that. These players now, again, they get caught up into the lifestyle, and that's not no bullshit. You're not going to work as hard. You got AI saying, "Yo, when we was going to the club, Kobe was going to the gym."
Right.
That's because Kobe was committed to the game and not falling making the lifestyle that it comes with a distraction.
Right.
And a lot of the good players only become good and not great because their lifestyle becomes a distraction of being a better player. They
Right.
become contingent putting up their numbers even if they're not winning. But some
Right.
players really still care about winning. I mean, so
Yeah. I think the difference between maybe 20 or 30 years was the social media thing. Like the players before didn't have, they focused just on basketball, or at least the ones that wanted to. And some of them were gifted. They played a lot of games. They played in hard conditions. I'm quite sure of that. But these players now, they got the best of the best if they want it. But I mean, they gotta want it.
Yeah, and I think one more thing is I think today's era the guys don't really want to get lowballed on their next contracts because we saw what happened with Isaiah Thomas when he hurt his hip or
Oh
yeah
yeah,
he hurt his hip and
I
he didn't get
remember.
that they traded him right they didn't pay
Yeah,
him but I don't think there's anything of that sort 20 or 30 years ago. I mean I could be wrong but if y'all know any situation like that y'all could tell me. I think Karl Malone even when he was older he got paid. Scottie Pippen got paid. All of these guys they got paid, but we didn't see somebody who got hurt and get paid. Even Gilbert Arenas, I mean, he signed his contract back in I think '07 after 2 knee surgeries. But I think these guys they just don't want to they
they don't
just
want
don't
to
want to go more.
jeopardize it.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. It's the doggy dog world business when you got separation of playing the game and the love for the game, and then the business part of the game.
Right.
It could be real doggy.
It's facts.
yo, shout out to SL. I see you in the building. What's good? Hold on. Easy. He said, "What's going on here?" Yo, I was gonna stay on BK and Wild Hoops page, man. I couldn't finish my rebuttal, man. I was tight. You know what I'm saying? The word, and I wasn't finna argue with all of them. Like, I can't scream over 10 niggas. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not doing that, man. I'm just not. I'm not doing that. But SL, man, go ahead, bro. What's good, bro? How you feel?
How you doing, Bridget? Shout out to the panel and everybody. I just want to
You
explain
got some
to
feed, you got some feedback on your audio.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, we cool.
Oh, okay.
One
So
second.
the whole thing about what's his name, the Cam Thomas situation. I want to explain what we're going through and what's gonna happen in the next 2 years. I just want to explain like to some viewers like what's gonna happen. So the next year projected total is going to be at 132 million. Projected salary cap is going to be at 141. Projected tax threshold is going to be at 171. Going into 25-26 season, the after that is going to be projected total is going to be 140. Projected salary cap is going to be at 140.55, and projected tax threshold is going to be at 188. So what are we talking about? We're going to have to put some money into our players. So who we got as players to be extended? I'm talking about Cam Thomas. I'm talking about Darren Sharp. I'm talking about possibly Jalen Wilson, and we can go. I mean, we're gonna have to go into a salary cap, and I mean into free agency and look for players like whoever's available. But let me put a name over there, like Brandon Ingram, who can put us instantly in a playoff contention. So once we're gonna put someone like Ace Bailey, Cooper Flag, Dylan, Dylan Harper, next to Cam Thomas, Nick Claxton, Jalen Wilson, Noah Clowney. Where we at? So right there,
Nah, yeah.
so right there, I think we're sniffing somewhere around playing at least. So right now, to be honest, we're gonna have another like 40 million in the cap space to put some additional veterans. And let's not forget about Cam Johnson, who's a 40% three-point shooter, can put ball on the floor and make a couple baskets. We we put couple veterans that we're gonna bring along, and all of a sudden becomes a playoff team. We're right there next to Indiana Pacers, Orlando Magic, Cleveland Cavaliers, New York Knicks. We're right there next to them because we have no idea how talent like let's say Ace Bailey. Because to me, Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper is more, let's say, uh, the narrative wise, they right there. They in Rutgers, like New Jersey, they right there next to us. I'll be attending them games. I ain't gonna lie. I live in the Bronx. I'll
So
be
hold
I'll
on.
be
You
go.
saying you're gonna go to the Rutgers games?
Of course, I'm gonna drive over
Okay.
there.
Yo,
Hell
Yeah.
yo,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. I'm gonna definitely try to recap those games. Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, and again, like I was saying this earlier, I was mentioning how they in the backyard. The Ruckus is the backyard for the Brooklyn Nets, man. You go to Ruckus, we could I ultimately believe we drafted one of those players.
I
I
do
don't think we
too.
could draft both of them, but I do think we could draft Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey.
I think so too.
I think the narrative is out there for us, like NBA. You know how, like, I don't want to, I don't want to speculate too much, but you see how San Antonio was destined to get Wemby the same way. Like, we destined
Yeah.
to get either one of these guys, like
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey. Like,
Ace
we
Bailey.
destined,
I'm definitely going with Ace Bailey.
we
Like I don't want Jalen. I want Jalen Wilson to start over Cam Johnson, but I want Ace Bailey to start if and when we get him on the team. I would
like,
want that. But I would want
let's
Jalen
just
Wilson to come off of the bench for the foreseeable future.
Jalen Wilson is perfect backup player, and his salary suggests that. And what he's projected, the next extension, suggesting that it's going to be near like $10 million per year. It's going to be like 4 year, $56 million. The next rumor it is like what I'm hearing from what's his name from the people that around Brooklyn Nets and what they say. And if it's 4 year, $56 million, that that's a perfect backup, perfect. And his salary don't hurt us going paying Kim Thomas, paying like Ace Bailey, and don't forget about it. Their contract for the next year, whoever we draft in next uh draft. So we're gonna that contract is gonna be regulated. It's gonna be like 14, 15, 16 million dollars going up. So the whole point about it, we can additionally add couple stars like my suggestion will be like not suggestion but like my guess is Brandon Ingram, who will demand like $50 million. We can afford that because we have to reach a minimum salary cap floor. As of right now, we can afford that. So once we do all that and we're going further and we're going into the seasons upcoming, we can build something. But Breezy, the whole thing about it, what if we going to tank? There's another way to look at it. What if we're not bringing somebody like Brandon Ingram and we taking some bad contracts like Zach Lavine and two additional picks along with it? We can sit Zach Lavine. I mean, play him some games, sit him. He'll be a distraction. But we'll already have somebody like Jordy who has a strong voice and he's a leader of the team. Like from what I'm hearing, Jordy is like I'm not sure how to say, but he's like something better than Imi Udoka right now because he's more accomplished.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
think
did my
people might
little homework.
disagree.
Yeah, I did my little homework on it, and from what I'm hearing from the coaches and what's his name from scouting reporters, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I'm familiar with them, but I got a couple guys that around like scouting departments. I've been around them and then the bar when once we were drinking and talking, there was like, yo, Jordy, the Brooklyn Nets pulled the ace right there. Like this is a winning coach, and right now it's a development. He's the best you could have got. I mean, from the from whatever you had on the market. He's the guy who will develop the culture, not winning. I'm talking about culture.
Yeah, yeah.
So the culture right there. He's a strong personality.
Right.
Something we missed. Something we really needed. Like with the Kyrie situation, we ain't had nobody to check Kyrie. We ain't had nobody to check Harden,
Like,
KD.
yeah,
Right.
like, yeah.
So
That. Well, yeah. With the coaching, you need somebody that a superstar would look up to or listen to.
right, right. So and I was reading the reports like it wasn't Sean Marks hire. It was Joe Tsai hire because this is a strong personality. This is why I was going frustrated with. It's like I knew Budenholzer, like Coach Bud, was a strong personality. No matter what he does, what front office does, whatever front, I mean player do, he's gonna force his way. It's his way or the highway. Otherwise, he's out. So I was frustrated when Coach Bud didn't come to us. But from what I'm hearing about Jordy, he knows how to talk to people. It's not like it's my way or the highway. He knows how to manipulate and force people his way. That's the like what Kenny missed and what Budenholzer missed. So if we're getting Jordy and he's that, from what I'm hearing, if he's that, then we into something. If he can groom this next superstar, because we have to understand, like Sean Marks is soft. Like we got the data on that. He fired Kenny Atkinson because KD and Kyrie wanted it. George Cycle signed with KD to bring Harden. Like we know all of that. But if we have somebody, some voice like Jordy, who can
Right.
say, listen, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and you're gonna give me this. If we're gonna have something like that, then it's different. This is a culture setting environment. And what this is why this is what I'm trying to say on BK podcast is like, listen, you have to build the culture. You have to look at the salary cap. You have to see what's going to happen, like what you can anticipate going further. Like OKC situation, we understand they're not going to be able to pay all them players. We're
Right.
looking right now at Houston situation. They're not going
Right.
to be able to pay all their players. We're
Right.
looking further. We're looking at the assets like we can snatch their talents and we can anticipate and we have the gold mine. Like I'm missing right now Wadley. Like that girl, she understands the value of the picks. So when I was speaking to her, like prior to it was a conversation about the what's his name, Donovan Mitchell, she understood the value of the Phoenix picks. Right now, the value of the
Oh, we lost you for a second.
because everybody understands that Jalen Brunson and that crew is not going to be capable to sustain the long run of 6 years. And the back draft picks are going to be a gold mine.
Right.
They're going to be they're going to crush at some point. And if the best case scenario for us is going to be a Brooklyn Nets situation when we had Joe Johnson and Darren Williams.
Right.
Imagine Jalen Brunson's going to go down like Darren Williams. What the pick is going to look like.
Oh, yeah. Those picks are going to be great.
We're going to be a Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I agree. Those picks are going to be golden later on.
Exactly. That's what teams looking for. So what we need to understand is like salary cap, draft picks. We're gonna be one of the bottom 5. I mean, we're gonna have worst record. I mean, let's evaluate the talent outside of Cam Thomas.
Let me ask you this. Can I ask you this though? How long you think we're gonna be at the bottom?
Well, that's depending.
How long you think it would take us to rebuild this team to just being in the playoffs?
I'm gonna have to side with LM. I'm gonna have to say like two years.
2
years.
3 max.
Nah, 2 years.
2 years.
After 2 years, and after that we're gonna go heavy for either some type of all-star player, because I'm scared of that. This is where I'm like conflicted right now.
Right.
Because if we're gonna give them picks away, like we're gonna have two franchise player and like great player. But if we can have 2 franchise player, like let's say we pick up Ace Bailey and Cam Boozer.
Right.
We're in Orlando situation. Orlando right now in a great situation. They have 2 players and they got 3 years to work with. So right now they're looking like what we can do. We can bring Trae Young because they got all their picks and they got 2 additional picks to that. They can give 5 picks to Atlanta anytime and say like, listen, Atlanta, we're giving you 5 picks. Here's Anthony Black, Jet Howard, 2 young lottery picks, great prospect. Atlanta will take that along with 5 picks, and they'll give them Trae Young. Now you put Trae Young, Franz Wagner, Banchero, pieces around them, who can say they're not competing with the Boston Celtics, and the Boston Celtics on the market right now. They're about to. The owner is selling their team. He already won a championship. He wants to cash in right now. So we know already they're gonna break that team down.
Right.
So who else we got? We got Indiana. They're not really that good. Knicks. They're not really that good. A lot of injury questions going on. Philadelphia. Can they compete with them? Most definitely. And I like Orlando more. If you put. So it's right there. Can we fit in right there in the next 2 years with some additional stars? Like let's say it's Bailey turned out to be like a T-Mac.
Right.
And Cam Boozer ends up to be like who projected to be like next compared to Melo. We got T-Mac and Melo next to Cam Thomas. We're working with something. You put Clowney, Claxton, Cam Thomas next to it, we got something.
Right. Yeah. I totally agree. I'm looking at the free agency market and 2026, 2027. Let's see. Who is going to be available? I totally agree. You need another star to go along with your team. It just seemed like that's how the league is. You need a superstar. You need somebody who demands attention.
Right.
So I'm just looking at the free agency market. Let me see if I can pull it up. And I'm praying that Cam can pull through, man. It really is. It really is.
As of
I,
right now, we're in a great situation with Cam Thomas because as a 22-year-old coming off the what's his name, his rookie contract,
right,
he's eligible to 4 year, 130, $140 million. If we're
right,
gonna get that compared to the what's his name, the salary cap and the players that comes around like him, it's gonna be like he's good. He's good enough to be like a fourth or third best player.
right.
If you compare, you give him that money, like this is great situation to have. Nick Claxton is dirt cheap. It's only 10% of the salary cap.
Right. And his is front
No,
heavy too. You
yeah,
make
we
you
got.
make you make Cam's front heavy and give him most of his money up front. This way, when you trying to pull for a star, you can you have the cap space.
That I mean, this is something that Sean Marsh shot me down with. Like, I was on the board to fire Teflon Sean. Like, get his ass out of here. He ruined everything about Brooklyn Nets. But what he pulled up with the New York Knicks, I mean, nobody's seen this coming.
Well, I
I
didn't think he
mean,
was going to trade him to the Knicks, but
I don't care who he traded to, but this type of trades, I mean, you have to be 100% sure you right there competing for championship. And I'm talking about like you not just over there to be over there. You
yeah,
over there to win it.
you that kind of move you throw all your play, you
Cause,
threw all your
cause
access
you
for the
ruined your
future
right, cause you ruined your franchise for the next 5, 6 years. Five,
easy.
6 years. We got a I mean pick swap at 28. We got their pick at 29. And we got their pick at 31. Like, who does this?
Well, they went all in. They went all in. That's what they felt they needed. So I don't. I wonder if they're going to just be able to keep Julius Randle and keep him happy.
And this is where, like, we have to break down, like, how that team constructed. Who's their shot blocker? Like, to play in a Thibodeau Thibodeau system, they're gonna need some type of rim protection. They, Thibodeau always had success with somebody who had the rim protection. Isaiah Hartenstein, what's his name? Joakim Noah. He
Yeah,
had no success in Timberwolves because Timberwolves had Cat, Carl Anthony Towns. Are we serious over here?
yeah,
We compare like Cat is right there next to Julius Randle, and Cat has more size. Come on, like
Wait,
they
what
don't
about
have
what about Mitchell Robinson? He's not good
Mitchell
enough.
Mitchell Robinson. What
you
about him?
you you got a bank on them like to play 82
Oh, to play
seasons
this.
and the playoffs.
Oh, to play the season. Well, they need a backup.
Right, I agree.
They need a backup. He
Precious
ain't.
Achua, who's 6'9", maybe 6'8". I mean 6'8", 6'9", maybe 6'9".
That's not Thibodeau's type of small ball.
Right.
He don't play small ball
Hmm.
because his defense requires
No, he
a
needs that
fast
shot.
rotation, and they trap or double, and he needs a shot blocker behind that.
Right.
If I don't know, we'll see.
I mean, I'm not really high on the Knicks. They got 4 guards coming off the bench.
Yeah. They got a
I
lot of
mean,
shooting.
they can win 60 games in the regular season. I'll give them that. Next 2
60.
years, yeah,
You think
I'll
so?
give them that. I think they can win 60 games. Next, them with them four guards that they got, like six. I mean, plus OG, what they give them to him, like
Well,
Julius. I'll give them like next 2 years they can. But the whole
from
thing about it, what's his name, Tibbs, what he does, he's limited rotations. His playoff style, like what he does, like his regular movements, like what he do as a coach.
they put a
We
lot of
know
minutes.
time and time again, every player that played for Tibbs goes down. And you put injury prone players like OG and Anobi, Mitch Robinson, and
Yeah, yeah. I forgot about OG
the,
is injury prone.
they they missing 60 games on the regular. Like every
That
other season, they missing 60 games.
that's why he wanted Mikal Bridges so bad. They went all in on Mikal Bridges.
Right.
They went all in because Mikal is the Iron Man. He's going to play, but just because you play don't mean you 100%. You know,
Man,
I
Right.
somebody
saw
like
I saw Mikal run out of steam. Yeah,
hmm
so I don't know how that's going to work out for him.
I
Yeah,
think
they.
Mikel is due to injury. To be honest, the amount of minutes he
I
plays
don't.
and everything,
I
his
don't wish
skinny
it on
body
him.
build.
Yeah,
I'm not wishing. I'm just saying, like the way Luol Deng is skinny too, and he's like he's like a strong body build. Like he ain't
yeah,
no soft one to push over or anything like that. I saw him banging with LeBron. He held his own, but he broke down after
right.
Thibodeau. Give him 2 3 years. Well, then logging more than 40 minutes, he broke down. I'm not sure about it. Like, come on, man.
There are a lot of players that's contract unrestricted free agents available to 2026, including Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, and Dame Lillard. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler is up there. He don't fit the timeline for the Nets.
No, I don't. None of them is
Yeah, yeah,
moving
Breezy, you
any.
got people in the back.
No
Just
shit,
Uh,
my fault.
Yeah, you
can
good,
I
you good.
put a little speculations about what's his name, Milwaukee Bucks? Why we can't get
Hold
hyped
on.
about it?
Hold on. Nah, I gotta close out, man. Shout to Easy and Python in the back. Shout to all y'all for holding down the page while I had to dip. But this is what I was playing the dip before, and I don't want to hold the stream up. But I'm gonna be back with more content earlier. I'm gonna pull up a little earlier tomorrow, and check for me. I got something going on with Dylan from Nets Press. We gonna be up here at 8 o'clock. We're gonna
Breezy,
do
I put my number up there on your thing,
on a okay.
all my information, so you can
Where?
text me, man.
Where you put it at?
I put it in the chat, so I don't mind. It's my website, so you'll see.
Okay. All right. Copy that. Copy that. All right. Yeah, I'll be in touch
Uh,
for real. Cool.
Hold on,
Um.
Breezy.
Yeah.
You got Messenger or something like that, so I can text you my number. I just need one podcast in like 10 minutes so I can break down the financial situation with the Brooklyn. And I mean, I got a lot of things going on that what can happen. And according to rumors, I got reports to back it up. Like not just some random ones, but like let's say Brian Lewis type reporters, the beat writers. Uh,
Yeah. Y'all can find me on Twitter. I think is Big Fan Breezy. That's the handle. Y'all can find me there. But I apologize. I gotta cut the show
all
short.
right,
No
But
later.
problem.
I appreciate everybody that joined the panel and held it down while I was busy just now. Again, man, shout out to the chat, shout out to Easy and Python. Y'all know I'll be back soon with more content. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.